Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to another session of
Names of Allah. The Prophet ﷺ said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has 99 names, whomsoever memorizes them will enter Jannah.
Okay. So last week we learned 3 names. They were?
Ya Jalil, the majestic, Ya Majid, the glorious, and Ya Majid, the noble.
Yes. Ya Jalil, the majestic, Ya Majid, the glorious, and Ya Majid, the noble. Yes. And this week, okay, we're only going to learn one name. Okay. And that is?
Ya Mujeeb, the answerer.
Yes. Ya Mujeeb, the answerer. Yes. Ya Mujeeb, the answerer. Meaning the one who responds to you when you call to him. Ya Mujeeb, the answerer. So now, when we make dua to Allah, we've already learned some names of Allah that help us understand how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala relates to our duas. So for example, we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Ya Sami', yeah, the all hearing. So we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hears our duas. When we make dua, whether we make it loud or quietly in the day or night, it doesn't matter. When we make it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Sami', hears our dua. We know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Ya Basir, the all seeing. Meaning that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can see what we're going through. So when you're making du'as, He can see what we're going through, and He understands fully what the difficulty that we're going through or the happiness that we're going through. He understands it and He sees it. And finally, we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Ya Alim, the all-knowing. Meaning that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what is best for us. So whether irrespective of what we make dua for, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what is best for us. So we've already learned these names, and these names already help us to understand and help motivate us to make dua. But now we also know now, and we're also learning now that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Ya Mujeeb, the answerer. Meaning that when we make dua, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will definitely answer that dua. He will definitely respond to that dua. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala responds to a dua, there's 3 things that He can do. Maybe He'll respond to that dua and maybe He'll give you what you want. Yeah? Or maybe He'll respond to that dua, not straight away, He'll make you wait for it, but then He'll give you something better than that. Or maybe He'll respond to the dua, not in this world, but in the hereafter. And in the hereafter, when you see what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you, you'll be like, oh, Allah, I wish you didn't give me anything in this world. And you kept all my duas and you answered them all in the hereafter because this is such an amazing thing. I made such a small dua and you've given me such a big thing. Yeah, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Mujeeb, the answerer, He always responds to our dua and He'll always give us either what we asked for or something much better than that. Yeah? And we see this, for example, in the stories of the prophets. For example, Prophet Ayyub alayhi salam. Prophet Ayyub alayhi salam has many blessings. But then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tested him. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knew that he was faithful, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tested him to show shaitan. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tested him by taking away some of the blessings that he had, taking away, for example, his family, his wealth, and the luxury or slight luxury that he was living in. But Prophet Ayyub alayhi salam made dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Ya Mujeeb responded. And when Ya Mujeeb responded, he didn't just give Prophet Ayyub alayhi salam what he used to have, but he gave him so much more. He gave him better health, more wealth, more provisions. So he gave him so much more than he originally had. And for example, the story of Prophet Yunus alayhi salam.
When Yunus alayhi salam was when the whale Prophet Yunus alayhi salam, he prayed that to Allah, and then the whale not only did it let Yunus alayhi salam, but it let him out on an island, on a beach, and his people welcomed him back.
Yes, when the Prophet Yunus alayhi salam was in the belly of the whale, Prophet Yunus alayhi salam, made dua to Allah he sought forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When Ya Mujeeb responded to that, not only did he forgive him, But he also told the whale to release Yunus alayhi salam, and the whale released him onto a desert where there was shade and where there was food for him. And Prophet Yunus alayhi salam came back and saw that all his people that he had left, they'd accepted Islam. So he asked for one thing, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Mujeeb, answered that call and gave him so much more. So, Ya Mujeeb, the answerer, the one who always responds to our du'as. Now that we know this, what does it teach us?
Ask Allah. Allah will answer each and every dua you make, some in this world and some in the hereafter.
Yes, always ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And remember, the du'as will always be answered, maybe in this world, but maybe also in the hereafter.
Allah's treasures have no limit. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, O my servants, were the first of you and the last of you, the human of you and the jinn of you, to rise up in one place and make a request of me, and were I to give everyone what they requested, they would not decrease what I have, any more than a needle decreases the sea if I put it into it.
Yeah, so imagine how big the sea is, and imagine if you put a needle into the sea and you pick up the needle, how much water is going to be on that needle?
Like a droplet, not even a droplet.
Yeah, just like such a tiny amount. So can you say the sea's gone smaller now because of that needle?
No.
No, yeah? So Allah's giving that example, like, if all the people in the world, and not just the people, but the jinns, were all to come together, not just the people alive now, but from the first Adam alayhi salam to, the last people. If everyone was to come together and at the same time make dua to Allah for whatever they want, and if Allah was to give them all what they asked for, yeah, even then, it's like putting a needle into a sea and taking it out. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's treasures won't even decrease at all. So this is why we say Allah's treasures have no limit. No limits whatsoever. So ask Allah. Ask Allah as much as you can for whatever good it is you want in your life. Okay? Right. Okay, so let's go through the names of Allah now. Ready? Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, Ya Malik, Ya Quddus, Ya Salam, Ya Mu'min, Ya Muhaymin, Ya Aziz, Ya Jabbar, Ya Mutakabir, Ya Khaliq, Ya Bari, Ya Musawwir, Ya Ghaffar, Ya Ghafur, Ya Kahhar, Ya Wahhab, Ya Razzaq, Ya Fattah, Ya Alim, Ya Qabid, Ya Basit, Ya Khafid, Ya Rafi', Ya Mu'izz, Ya Muzil, Ya Sami', Ya Basir, Ya Hakam, Ya Adal, Ya Hakim, Ya Latif, Ya Khabir, Ya Shahid, Ya Raqib, Ya Halim, Ya Sabur, Ya Azim, Ya Ali, Ya Kabir,
Ya Shakur,
Ya Shakur, Ya Hafiz, Ya Muqit, Ya Hasib, Ya Jalil,
Ya
Majid, Ya Majid, and Ya Mujeeb. Alhamdulillah. Okay, 48 names. So we've almost halfway there. Just one more name, and we're gonna finish this line, and we're gonna be pretty much halfway there. So carry on practicing, especially in these blessed days of Dhul Hijjah, and use the names of Allah that you've learned so far when you make dua to Allah. Use His best names when you make dua to Allah. Okay. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone.